to Bit News. We have some interesting stories for you today. Let's talk about the advantages of using Bitcoin. Access to the global financial world. You know, in a lot of countries, cash payments are being phased out. It's not hard to imagine that in the next few years, anyone without access to a bank account and a credit card is going to be cut off from the rest of the financial world. I can see it. I mean, how often do you use money these days? It's all a card. And so there's absolutely no difference whether you use a credit card, a bank card, or a Bitcoin card. So how do you become part of the global financial system? Well, obviously, it's Bitcoin. You know that there is about $50 billion a year that is being sent out of the United States to families all over the world. And what Western Union and banks of various organizations are making about 5 to 10% on that $5 to $10 billion. In the Philippines, for example, only about 40% of people have bank accounts. They either can't get a bank account or they don't trust the banks. Either way, they can't get it. But nearly all of them have a mobile phone because, as we all know, new millennials are born with a mobile phone in their hands. So they do have access to the internet. Bitcoin is the next logical step to gain access to the global financial system. It's the only global digital payment solution in the world today. There's nothing you can't pay for in Bitcoin. And we're going to get into that in just a moment. Some things may require certain steps, like you got to get a Visa card, which you can do using GIFT, G-I-F-T. But it's easy, and it's the one option that makes the most sense to be included financially in the world. So it has enormous advantages, and being able to access the system without a bank account or a credit card is certainly a major one. Honeymoon story. William Lehman and Natasha Bez-Wiedenhout. Are you kidding? Sorry, Natasha. I'm trying to pronounce it correctly. Bez-Wiedenhout. Two young lovers from South Africa who are getting married later this month, and then, of course, they will go on their honeymoon. He's an IT specialist. One of his hobbies is cryptocurrency, and he's been following Bitcoin since its inception. They only plan to use Bitcoin. They're pre-booking everything and only choosing vendors that accept the digital. This has been done, hasn't it? Wasn't there a movie? There was a movie about two people that lived entirely on Bitcoin. What might make this different is the fact that they go into Zanzibar, Mauritius, and South Africa. Let's see if they can use Bitcoin in Zanzibar and Mauritius. If that works, it'll prove you can go pretty much anywhere using Bitcoin stored in the cloud. Anyway, but their main challenge right now is getting enough Bitcoin together from family and friends to pay for the wedding and the honeymoon. He does add as a backup, he will be taking his credit cards with him. As he said, he can't let the honeymoon be spoiled because the spa won't take Bitcoin. So he said it's definitely going to be a last resort. So that's another honeymoon. So it's a sweet story. Let's look at, seeing as we're talking about honeymooning and traveling, let's look at the top 3 travel agencies who accept Bitcoin payments, because various companies all over the world are accepting payments, for all sorts of things. But the travel industry, it seems to have been a leader when it comes to Bitcoin and cryptocurrency payments. Booking a flight or a hotel with Bitcoin, it's become easier and easier. So let's look at these 3 companies that are making this all possible. The first is Expedia. We've probably all heard of Expedia. It's one of the world's largest and best known travel agencies. And it was also one of the first companies to accept Bitcoin payments back in 2014. So they really were one of the pioneers. We don't know how many bookings are paid with Bitcoin through Expedia, but as long as the company keeps accepting Bitcoin, the decision must be paying off for them, which is what matters most, both for Expedia and for us. The next one we'll look at is Webjet. Webjet Exclusives, to be exact. It's an Australian travel agency, when they made headlines when they announced that they would accept Bitcoin payments. It's only applicable to their Webjet Exclusives part of the website, but you can still book flights and cruises with Bitcoin quite easily from Webjet Exclusive. It's possible that they will expand it to other Webjet products in the future. The company sees Bitcoin as an innovative addition to their existing payment solutions. And here's the one that was the first online travel agency to accept Bitcoin. It's called Cheap Air, and they started doing it, cheapair.com. They started doing it on November the 22nd, 2013. According to Jeff Klee, the CEO of Cheap Air, the idea for accepting Bitcoins came from a customer who asked the company's travel advisors if Cheap Air would accept payment in Bitcoins. He said, the question reached me. I discussed it with our team and we all got very excited about it, about being the first in the industry to embrace this cool new way to pay. Now, over the years, the company has seen quite a significant interest from Bitcoin users, which goes to show booking flights with Bitcoin quickly became a trend. Earlier this week, Cheap Air announced that the company has seen a 74% increase in Bitcoin sales. 74% increase in Bitcoin sales. So there you have it. Cheap Air was the first. Make a note of that. Webjet exclusives and, of course, Expedia, all accepting Bitcoin. It's a wonderful thing. Thank you for joining us again today, all of us here at BitNews, and we'll be back with some more stories at a later episode. But just to remind you, if you want to know more about how to buy Bitcoins, how to access a wallet, how to open a wallet, and most importantly, how to make money out of Bitcoins, the best way and the best place to put your Bitcoins, then just go to bitnews.us and you will find a whole lot of information there. bitnews.us. See you soon.